Hey, it's a good afternoon. It's a good afternoon. Good day to be alive. Of course, I got my aches and my pains and a few complaints. You know, I gotta have knee surgery, and man, this knee is killing me, bone on bone. But I wanted to say something here. I'm just leaving a fast food restaurant, right? What in the world? Man, let me tell you. Okay, first of all, they were in the middle of hiring a gentleman, right? Young guy. And it concerned me because it's so different from like when I was young and had to do an interview. It was like I made myself look eager to work, look ready, look, interested to start working. But from what I saw today, this young man was just like he'd rather be somewhere else right now. That's, like he'd rather be somewhere else. It was like he just wasn't interested. It was like the woman talking to him about the job, and I heard her ask, do you have your social security and your ID with you? And instead of saying, oh yeah, it's right here or whatever, conversate back, keep the lines open. I didn't hear him say anything, so I kind of looked, and he went in his pocket and just set it on the table. It's like, where is your enthusiasm? Like, you could have said, oh yeah, I make sure I had that with me, or I don't know, just conversate, to let someone know that you're interested in working and being a part of their crew, whatever. Okay, so that was one thing I observed. The second thing is I had ordered a baked potato. So she was like, oh, we got the baked potato with the cheese and the bacon or whatever. So it's like I've been craving a baked potato. So that's what I ordered. All right, I might pay for it later, but yeah. So I ordered that, and so she handed me my tray. I got it, sat down. I looked. It was like they just took a handful of shredded cheese out the refrigerator and put it on my baked potato. I'm like, who does that? I just looked at it and I got a little confused. I'm like, can you do something? Like, she was just looking at me. I'm like, can you do something with this? Like, can you like heat it up, reheat it, or can you put it in a microwave? Or, oh, you want me to melt the cheese? I'm like, yeah, somewhat, I'm not eating cold cheese on a baked potato. Maybe y'all different. If y'all different, you can say so. But I just used to having some melted cheese and, on my sour cream and all that stuff or whatever. It was just like a handful of cold, not grated, but shredded, thick, shredded cheese. And it just like threw up there and presented to me. And I said, no. Maybe I'm getting old because things that I used to I can't take no more. I can't. Another fast food restaurant was, oh gosh, where was I? I'm gonna say McDonald's because I think that's where I was. And I said, well, let me hurry up and eat before, I get home or whatever. And I got the sandwich. I looked at it, and it was like part of the bread was gone. It was a bacon double cheeseburger. That's what it was, a bacon double. That's what it was. Yep. And it was like a piece of bacon, like a half a piece of bacon, was laying on top of the bun, and part of the top bun was missing. And it looked like they tried to put it back together, but it was very sloppy and nasty looking. I got it up. I just handed it back to her. I said, I can't eat this. And she looked, and see, there we go again with customer service. She looked at it and told somebody in the back, next time you hand me a sandwich looking like this, you are out the door. What about me saying, ma'am, I'm so sorry, I'm going to take care of this, you know, whatever. Nope, no customer service. She just went off on the worker, which I'm glad she did that. But what about the customer? What about saying, well, I'm sorry about that, ma'am, you know, I'm going to handle this right now. Could I offer you something else in the meantime? Something? See, that's just me, how I would have handled it. This woman was as old as me. She could have handled it the same way. No customer service. So in the meantime, the guy that was being interviewed today had no enthusiasm, no nothing. So I could imagine how his customer service is going to end up. It's going to end up jacked up like the rest of them. You know, and it's not all, it's some. It's some of them. I went to Dunkin' Donuts one day, and I walked in there. Dunkin' Donuts, honey, is not like it used to be. I don't know. I blamed it on North Carolina, but when I went to Jersey, it still was a bad experience. So, yeah. So anyway, I went to Dunkin' Donuts one day, and I'm standing in line, and nobody was at the counter, but people were just like walking past me, and I'm like, okay, something, you know, this ain't right. So the young man, he walked up to the register, and he just stared at me, and I'm looking at him, waiting for him to say, can I help you, or what can I get for you, or welcome to Dunkin' Donuts. No, nothing, just stared at me. And I looked back at him, and I'm like, what, who, are you gonna say anything? Are you waiting for me? I had to ask him if he was ready. I said, you ready for my order? He shook his head, like, nodded, yeah, nodded, not yeah, not yes ma'am, nodded his head. I said, okay. I ordered my stuff. He stared at me, didn't tell me how much. I had to look at the register myself. I said, is this my total? He's staring at me. I'm like, what is going on here? What are young people? What is going on? Is something killing your brain cells? Anyway, that was another experience, okay? I got another one now. The same McDonald's that I just talked about. And I got witnesses. My friend was with me and her daughter. So they were ahead of me. The lady, my friend, she stood there, and this guy just stared at her, just like the guy in Dunkin' Donuts. He just looking at her. And she says, well, are you going to take my order? And he said, oh, yeah, right? Like, why else is you standing there? But anyway, she said, okay. She said her order, okay? Just say she said a number one. She was like, I like to have a number one with a, I don't know, apple pie or whatever, right? He's still standing there, and he didn't put nothing in the computer. He just staring at her. And I'm looking at her. She looking at him. He looking at all three of us. And I said, what in the world? So finally, he says, He didn't say anything. She said, well, did you take my order? He didn't say anything after that. Her daughter got in front of her and said, excuse me. When she said that, I just fell out laughing. I'm like, what is going on with y'all? Something is really killing your brains. Them cells is dying where you can't talk. You can't comprehend. Everything is slow. Come on, y'all. Come on now. We got to do better. But you know, you go to Chick-fil-A's, you don't see that. You don't see that. I think if they hired someone like, they could tell a lot by the interview. Like the guy that was being interviewed today, he wouldn't have made the cut for Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, them people are so nice and sweet, and they're hard working. I mean, they work hard to please their customers. They got a system all set up. You go there, that line be wrapped around, but guess what? Somebody come into your car to take your order. And they got the little cash thing in their hand. I mean, the credit card thing in their hand. Where they can just, you pay right there from your car. They take your order. They run in. They do what they got to do and whoop the whoop and come back out and you're done. I don't understand. I don't understand these couple places that I've been going to, and the customer service stinks. It makes you not want to go there. And then they had one. They have a something on Facebook about the Bojangles over here in my town, and this guy, he said that Bojangles, that particular Bojangles, needs to be put out of their misery. And I said the last time I went there, I ain't coming back because the line was so long outside. I decided I'm going in. I go in and it was filthy. There were no clean tables. When I started working, my first job was Burger King, honey. They broke me in, honey, to work. If we had a spare moment and looked around and there was a table that needed to be wiped off, I was out there wiping them tables, stacking those trays up. You see something on the floor, you pick it up, or if you got time to sweep, you sweep. Back there where they was cooking, it was filthy. It was terrible. The dining room, the tables was all like messy. And then I seen people having leisure time on their hands. And it's like, when I started working, I would have been over there cleaning them tables. I wouldn't have felt right. You know? So there's just a lot of places that I frequently visited, and I'm cutting back. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna be, after my surgery and all, before my surgery and all, I'm gonna do some meal prepping. Like, I want to make spaghetti sauce. I want to make like barbecue, like that outside barbecue chicken. Me and my son-in-law, we're gonna do some barbecue turkey. Put them things in Ziploc bags, put them in the freezer. It's a lot of meal preps that I'm looking into, so that it is also for my mom, because I'm still a caregiver. And I'm looking out for mom. And I'm gonna make sure that she don't have to send someone out to get this fast food, that she could go in her freezer, or my brother can go in the freezer and just heat some stuff up, including vegetables, you know, different vegetables and all that. So me and my son-in-law are gonna do that, because I have to have 2 surgeries soon. I have to have a hysterectomy first. And this is what I'm waiting for. This is serious. This is very serious. And After the hysterectomy, then I will have some time to heal before I get my knee done. My knee is getting to the point where I can't put weight on it, and today was a bad day for it, you know. But anyway, that was my day, my fast food restaurant rants. Lord, we got to do better. We got to do better. And the Hardee's that's right like 5 minutes from me where I live, I barely go. I go when I have to. You ask, I paid for, this is twice, I paid for white meat, like I think it was like a 6 or 8 piece white meat, meaning breast and wings. They don't know the difference between a breast and a daggone thigh. I come home with thighs and wings. Big old nasty, well, a lot of people love thighs, but I don't. But these big old thighs. And you pay extra for the white meat. So the first time I took it back and they fixed it for me. Second time, I was under the weather and I had barely made, I'm just like, I'm gonna just go there and get this and come back home. And this was a couple months ago. And I went, got the food, set it on the counter, went in my room and did nothing for a couple hours. So I see my mom was like, are you gonna eat? Because she said she was hungry. I'm like, Mom, go ahead. I don't have an appetite right now. So she sitting there eating, and I came through the kitchen and I looked, I'm like, what are you eating? She said, I don't know. This don't taste like breast. I said, because it's a doggone thigh. Anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. I have enough of ranting about all this situation. I'm going home. I'm going to take me a pain pill, and I am going to try to relax and get this foolishness off my mind. Y'all have a good one, and be careful where y'all eating at, please. Holler back at me.